Dear President of the Department, dear keynote speakers, dear colleagues, dear students, dear friends, welcome to the Trading Zones Conference. We are so happy to have you here in Liège for the conference on trading zones in technological societies. I think we'll have 2 days of very exciting debates. And to officially welcome you, I'd like to invite our President of Department, Professor Ann-Lawrence Durviaux, to tell you a few words. Thank you very much.
Dear eminent keynote speaker, dear colleague, dear participant, I'm very pleased to welcome you to this international conference in the very heart of Liège at the Cité Miroir, a place built on the necessity to enhance, sustain dialogues between science, culture, and education. This is an important moment for the Faculty of Law, Political Science and Criminology, as well as for the Department of Political Science, of which I'm president. And of course, more especially, this is a crucial, important event for the Spiral Research Center. Spiral Research Center has a long history. Its birth 20 years ago is the result of the initiative of a remarkable person that I would like to thank today. Catherine Zwetkoff is a Belgian emeritus professor of the University of Liège. After a scientific stay in the United States in the 70s, she decided to focus her research on risk management, an issue that was understudied in Europe at this time. Around a cup of coffee, the Spiral Research Group was founded with the support of the new Professor Sébastien Brunet and Professor Catherine Fallon, who will later successfully become director of the center. I would like to thank them for the fascinating work they accomplished during those years. 20 years later, Spiral has known a fantastic growth. It is today one of the biggest research centers of our faculty and certainly among the more important research centers in human and social science in university. The organization of the conference is another example of the capacity of the Department of Political Science to embed itself in high-level international networks. 27 universities and organizations coming from 15 different countries are represented today. This afternoon, we also have the honor to listen to our 4 extremely prestigious personalities that have left their mark in the field of science, technology, and society studies and inspired so many scholars across the globe. Professor Sheila Janazov from Harvard University, Professor Andrew Stirling from University of Sussex, Professor Pierre Delvenne, directeur de recherche de l'INRA, Livry and Labex, and Professor Herbert Ripe, Professor Emeritus of the University of Twente. I hope you will enjoy the fruitful discussion and presentation during this 2 days conference as much as the lovely atmosphere of the city of Liège. And before I give the floor to co-director of Spiral, I would like to thank again its main founder and to congratulate today's director, Catherine Fallon, Sébastien Brunet et Madame Zwetkoff. Thank you very much.
I'm back already. I realize I didn't even introduce myself. So for those who don't know me, I'm Pierre Delvenne. I'm one of the organizers of this conference, and I'm the Associate Director of Spiral. I'm a research associate there in this university in Liège. And I would like to tell you a few words about this conference, practical organizations, but also some more words to actually present you the past directors of Spiral. So after a year of hard work, and on behalf of Céline and Niklas, my co-organizers, I want to say that it's a tremendous pleasure for me to be here with you today to kick off this conference for the 20th anniversary of our research center. I'll keep my introduction very brief And as I said, I will just take one moment to continue the celebration initiated by Professor Durviaux a couple of minutes ago. Katrien Zvetkov was the founder and first director of Spiral. She pioneered the field of risk analysis in Belgium and very soon started to actively network across Europe. She was among the early few to manage to grasp external funding outside the university, and her ambitions for Spiral were clear, but they started with a slow curve. As she herself explained me, I waited long enough before I chose my first teaching assistant, Sébastien Brunet, but when I did so, I picked up the right guy. She couldn't be more right. Katrien is a lovely and generous person, full of ideas, always challenging and to the point. In 2005, Sébastien Brunet became a full professor and the lucky director of Spiral. This period also corresponded with the growth for the center. The number of researchers doubled and the types of projects became more diversified, turning Spiral into the biggest in the Department of Political Science. Sébastien has been a charismatic and entrepreneurial director who has no equivalent to create a fruitful dynamic and enhance a friendly and collaborative atmosphere. Under his leadership, Spiral became increasingly connected to international networks and started to encompass a broader variety of activities, including teaching, research, and training schemes. In particular, it's from 2005 onwards that our activities explicitly flagged as STS started to bloom. After Sébastien decided to embrace a career within the Walloon public administration, Catherine Fallon soon replaced him in 2011. She will deliver the concluding address of this conference tomorrow afternoon, but what you need to know for the moment is that Catherine is a dynamic, feminist, hyperactive, and big-hearted person who never shies away from taking some of her precious time to help younger researchers to make sense of their intuitions and accompany them step by step down the path of their PhDs. It's a restless delight to have the chance to work with her on a daily basis. Under her direction, public policies analysis and evaluation took hold even more firmly at the center, and she could manage to give our team the necessary impulsions to maintain the high-level ambitions initiated in the previous years. So, all this has matured to become an occasion to organize a major scientific event in which we would convey a distinguished scientific audience, to take Peter Gallison's concept of trading zone as a starting point to discuss specific aspects of our technological societies, including power struggles that emerge when various perspectives, narratives, imaginaries, and interests are combined. As you know, the conference is organized in 2 days. Today is the keynote session, and we have the chance to have 4 extremely exciting personalities that have unprecedentedly shaped the field of STS. I'm very pleased to welcome the eminent Professor Sheila Jasanoff, leading the renowned Science and Technology Studies program at Harvard University. This afternoon, I'm equally honored to have the chance to listen to Andrew Sterling, who is a brilliant professor from the University of Sussex, famous for his policy-engaged and multidisciplinary work across a variety of science and policy topics. Pierre Joly is a talented professor, the research director at LYSIS and IFRIS in Paris, whose works have today become must-have references for anybody interested in STS in the French-speaking world. At least, this is what I think, and certainly what my students keep telling me. Last but not least, Ari Rip has very strong links with our group. Ari is an inspiring emeritus professor of philosophy of science and technology of the University of Twente, who has generously mentored generations of scholars, including myself, and various spiralians, as we sometimes like to call ourselves. Of course, we always do that with some sense of self-derision. Don't forget that we are in Belgium. Tomorrow, there will be several parallel track sessions on 4 topics: genomics and public health. This session will be followed by Sheila. Nuclear energy and safety, and that will be followed by Andy. Governance of knowledge societies, followed by Pierre Benoit, and interrogating trading zones, followed by Ari. There will also be a poster session sponsored by the Belgian STS network, and 2 awards will be delivered at the end of the conference. You've probably noticed the time of your presentation tomorrow, but in any case, if you're looking for any practical information, everything, or almost, should be in the book of abstracts that you've just received at the registration desk. Please note that the venue for tomorrow is not the same as the one for today. If you have any practical questions, just try to grasp any people from Spiral and ask him or her any type of question you would have. At the end of the 3rd parallel track session tomorrow, before the reception, we will invite you to a curious sensorial experiment, a participatory beer tasting session in which our colleague Thomas, an STS-informed anthropologist of taste, will entertain us to make sense of the socio-technical dimensions of sensitivities. Then, most of you already confirmed the attendance to the party for Spiral's 20th birthday on Friday evening. If you haven't, you're still very welcome to do so. You're all invited to the dinner and to the folk music concert starring Kim Hendricks, who's not only a famous STS scholar, he also has some hidden talents that he will show you with his group tomorrow. So let's come back to what will keep us busy this afternoon. So after this welcome session, Andy will be the first keynote speaker to talk, and then there would be Pierre Benoit, and then we'll have a short coffee break before Sheila does her talk, and she will be followed by Ari. After that, we will invite all 4 keynote speakers to sit there and take part to the debate with the audience. Every keynote speaker has 45 minutes, approximately. You're very welcome to use these 45 minutes entirely, or to use 30, 35 minutes and keep some time for pressing, urgent questions, but there would be some time for debate anyway. So, thank you all for coming to this conference. I'm very much looking forward to the company of good friends and exciting ideas.